Have you ever witnessed someone transform their deepest pain into their greatest power? The kind of transformation that leaves everyone wondering how they managed to turn a devastating betrayal into fuel for success. In today's deep dive, we're exploring the fascinating world of Sigma females and their remarkable ability to handle betrayal in ways that defy conventional wisdom. This isn't just another story about survival, it's a masterclass in turning life's most challenging moments into catalysts for extraordinary growth. Before we embark on this journey together, let me pose a question that might shift your entire perspective. What if betrayal isn't the end of your story, but rather the opening chapter of your most powerful transformation? The answer to this question lies in understanding the unique approach that Sigma females take when faced with life's ultimate test. The enigma of the Sigma female. The Sigma female stands apart in the social hierarchy not because she demands attention, but because she commands respect through her quiet confidence and self-assured nature. Unlike the traditional alpha female who leads through obvious power, or the beta female who finds strength in supporting others, the Sigma female operates on an entirely different frequency. She's the one who writes her own rules, charts her own course, and builds her empire with quiet determination rather than loud declarations. What truly sets her apart isn't just her independence, it's her unique relationship with power itself. While others might chase external validation or social status, the Sigma female has mastered the art of self-contained power. She doesn't need to announce her presence to be felt. Her energy speaks volumes before she ever says a word. This foundation becomes crucial when facing betrayal, as her sense of self isn't built on the shifting sands of others' opinions, but on the solid ground of her own values and self-worth. The critical first 48 hours. When betrayal strikes, the first 48 hours become a masterclass in emotional intelligence and strategic thinking. During this crucial period, a Sigma female's response sets her apart from others in profound ways. While most people might react with immediate emotional outbursts or public declarations of pain, she enters a state of calculated calm that often unnerves those who expect her to break down. In these initial hours, she operates with the precision of a master strategist. Her mind processes the betrayal not just as an emotional wound, but as a complex situation requiring careful navigation. She allows herself to feel the full weight of the emotions, but she does so privately, often through journaling or solitary activities that help her process her thoughts without external interference. This isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about channeling them productively. During this time, she maintains an almost eerie composure in public while her mind works overtime to assess the situation from every angle. She's not just processing what happened, she's already beginning to map out various scenarios and potential paths forward. The Sigma female understands that these first hours will set the tone for everything that follows, and she's determined to write that story on her own terms. The power of strategic silence. Perhaps the most formidable weapon in a Sigma female's arsenal is her masterful use of silence. This isn't the uncomfortable silence of someone who's been rendered speechless by pain, nor is it the passive-aggressive silence meant to punish others. Instead, it's a calculated period of minimal communication that serves multiple strategic purposes. This silence becomes her sanctuary, a space where she can think clearly and plan effectively without the noise of others' opinions or expectations. During this period of strategic silence, she continues her daily routines with minimal disruption, showing the world that while she may be wounded, she's far from defeated. Her responses to necessary communications become brief and professional, revealing nothing of her inner turmoil or future plans. This calculated restraint often creates an air of mystery that leaves others wondering about her next move, while she uses this time to strengthen her position quietly. The power of her silence lies not just in what she doesn't say, but in how it allows her to observe and gather information. While others scramble to fill the void with explanations or accusations, she watches and learns, collecting valuable insights about who truly stands with her and who might be waiting to see which way the wind blows. Emotional intelligence in action. The most remarkable aspect of a Sigma female's response to betrayal lies in her sophisticated emotional intelligence. While society often expects women to either break down completely or maintain a stoic facade, she charts a different course entirely. Her emotional processing resembles more of a skilled conductor leading an orchestra than someone drowning in chaos. She acknowledges every emotion, the anger, the hurt, the disappointment, but she doesn't let any single feeling dominate the symphony of her response. Each emotion becomes a tool in her arsenal, carefully examined and channeled into productive action. When anger rises, she might funnel it into an intense workout session or a challenging work project. When sadness threatens to overwhelm, she transforms it into fuel for creative expression or personal development. This isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about transforming them into stepping stones toward her evolution. The Sigma female understands that emotions are valuable information that can guide her decisions without controlling them. Through this process, she develops an even deeper connection with her emotional landscape. She learns to recognize the subtle warnings her intuition sends before betrayal occurs and sharpens her ability to read between the lines in all relationships. This enhanced emotional awareness becomes one of her greatest assets, not just in recovering from betrayal but in preventing future occurrences. Strategic distance and boundary mastery. In the aftermath of betrayal, a Sigma female's approach to creating distance is nothing short of masterful. Rather than making dramatic announcements about cutting people off or burning bridges, she orchestrates a subtle but decisive redistribution of her energy and attention. This process resembles a skilled chess player quietly repositioning their pieces rather than someone flipping the board in anger. She begins by evaluating every relationship and connection in her life through a new lens. This isn't a paranoid response but rather a necessary recalibration of her boundaries. She asks herself hard questions about who truly deserves access to her inner world and who has proven themselves worthy of her trust. The distance she creates isn't born from bitterness, but from wisdom, a deep understanding that not everyone deserves a front-row seat to her life. The beauty of her approach lies in its subtlety. She doesn't announce her boundaries, she simply enforces them through consistent action. Her time becomes more precious, her energy more carefully allocated. Those who once took her availability for granted find themselves naturally drifting to the periphery of her life, while those who respect her boundaries find themselves drawn closer to her inner circle. The art of rebuilding. The rebuilding phase is where a Sigma female truly shines. Instead of trying to reconstruct what was lost, she focuses on building something entirely new and better. This period becomes less about recovery and more about renaissance, a complete reimagining of what her life could be. She approaches this phase with the mindset of an architect, carefully considering every element she wants to include in her new reality. During this time, she invests heavily in her personal growth. She might enroll in new courses, develop new skills, or explore interests she had previously set aside. This isn't just busy work to distract from pain, it's a strategic expansion of her capabilities and possibilities. She understands that the best revenge isn't just living well, it's becoming so focused on your own growth that revenge becomes irrelevant. Each day brings new opportunities for reinforcing her independence and strengthening her foundation. She might restructure her financial arrangements, cultivate new professional relationships, or develop new income streams. The Sigma female knows that true independence requires more than emotional strength, it demands practical self-sufficiency in every area of life. And the power of strategic self-investment. Perhaps the most transformative aspect of a Sigma female's response to betrayal is her approach to self-investment. Rather than seeking external validation or quick fixes, she turns her focus inward with laser precision. This period becomes an intensive period of self-development, but not in the superficial way society often promotes. Her self-investment strategy runs deep, touching every aspect of her life with purpose and intention. She approaches her personal development like a CEO approaches business growth. Each decision is calculated, each investment carefully considered. She might invest in advanced education, not just for career advancement, but for the pure joy of expanding her knowledge. Physical health becomes a priority not because she's trying to prove anything to anyone, but because she understands that physical strength feeds mental resilience. Financial intelligence takes center stage during this phase. She recognizes that economic independence is a crucial component of personal freedom. This might mean starting a side business, investing in new skills that increase her market value, or creating multiple streams of income. The Sigma female understands that financial security isn't just about money, it's about having the freedom to make choices on her own terms. Relationship dynamics reset. The way a Sigma female approaches relationships after betrayal reveals the depth of her wisdom and self-awareness. Rather than swinging to extremes, either closing herself off completely or rushing into new connections to prove she's moved on, she approaches this reset with thoughtful deliberation. Every new relationship, whether personal or professional, goes through a more sophisticated vetting process. This isn't about being paranoid, it's about being purposeful. She begins to view relationships through a new lens, one that prioritizes actions over words and consistency over intensity. The flashy declarations and grand promises that might have once caught her attention now hold little weight compared to the quiet reliability of genuine connection. She's learned that true loyalty isn't proclaimed, it's demonstrated through 1,000 small choices over time. This understanding fundamentally shifts how she forms and maintains relationships. What's particularly fascinating is how she maintains existing relationships during this period of reset. She doesn't dramatically announce her new standards or make ultimatums. Instead, she simply begins operating at a different frequency, and those around her either rise to meet her there or naturally fall away. She understands that the quality of her relationships directly impacts the quality of her life, and she's no longer willing to settle for connections that drain rather than enrich her existence. The evolution of communication. In the aftermath of betrayal, a Sigma female's communication style undergoes a remarkable transformation. She develops what might be called strategic articulation, the ability to convey exactly what she means with precision and purpose, while maintaining an air of graceful mystery. Her words become more measured, not from fear, but from a deep understanding of their power. She learns that sometimes the most powerful message is the one left unsaid. This evolution extends beyond just the words she chooses. Her entire communication style shifts to reflect her enhanced boundaries and clearer sense of self. She becomes more comfortable with silence in conversations, no longer feeling the need to fill empty spaces with nervous chatter. When she does speak, her words carry weight because they come from a place of genuine conviction rather than social obligation or emotional reaction. Perhaps most significantly, she masters the art of saying no without explanation or apology. She understands that her reasons are her own and that she doesn't owe anyone a justification for her boundaries. This doesn't make her cold or unapproachable, quite the opposite. Her clear communication actually makes her more approachable because people know exactly where they stand with her. There's a refreshing honesty in her interactions that draws others who value authenticity over pleasantries. Professional power moves. The professional arena often becomes where a Sigma female's post-betrayal transformation is most visibly apparent. She channels her enhanced focus and clarity into career advancement with remarkable precision. This isn't about proving anything to anyone, it's about fully stepping into her power and potential. She begins to view her career not just as a means of earning income, but as a platform for expressing her fullest capabilities. She approaches her professional life with renewed strategic thinking. Every meeting, project, and interaction becomes an opportunity to demonstrate her value while building her personal brand. She's not afraid to take calculated risks or pursue ambitious goals because she's learned that her greatest security comes from trusting herself. This might mean starting her own business, pursuing a dramatic career change, or taking on challenges that previously seemed intimidating. What's particularly noteworthy is how she handles professional relationships in this phase. She becomes more selective about her collaborations, choosing to align herself with projects and people that reflect her values and ambitions. Her network expands strategically, not through desperate connection-making, but through meaningful interactions that create mutual value. She understands that true professional power isn't just about what you know or who you know, it's about who knows what you're capable of. Mental fortification strategy. The mental resilience a Sigma female develops during this period becomes her most valuable asset. She approaches mental strength training with the same dedication an athlete brings to physical conditioning. This isn't just about positive thinking or temporary coping mechanisms, it's about building an unshakable mental foundation that can weather any storm. She develops what might be called emotional immunity, the ability to process difficult experiences without being devastated by them. This doesn't mean she doesn't feel pain or disappointment, rather she's learned to view these experiences as data points rather than defining moments. She understands that mental strength isn't about being hard or cold, it's about being resilient and adaptable while maintaining your core values and authenticity. Her mental fortification extends to her daily habits and routines. She might begin practicing meditation, journaling, or other mindfulness techniques not as temporary solutions, but as fundamental tools for maintaining mental clarity. She learns to recognize and manage her triggers, to catch negative thought patterns before they spiral, and to maintain her center even in chaotic situations. This mental strength becomes evident in her decision-making, her relationships, and her overall approach to life's challenges. the ultimate transformation. The final phase of a Sigma female's journey through betrayal reveals the most profound truth of all, that what started as a painful ending becomes the catalyst for an extraordinary beginning. She emerges not just recovered, but revolutionized. The betrayal that was meant to break her instead becomes the foundation upon which she builds an even stronger, more authentic version of herself. This transformation isn't just about surviving or even thriving, it's about transcending. She no longer views herself as a victim of circumstance, but as the architect of her own destiny. The wisdom she's gained through this experience becomes a powerful tool for helping others. Though she's selective about how and with whom she shares these insights, she understands that her story isn't just about overcoming betrayal, it's about discovering her true potential through life's greatest challenges. Conclusion. The journey of how a Sigma female handles betrayal is ultimately a masterclass in personal transformation. It's about taking what could be a devastating end and turning it into a powerful beginning. Through strategic silence, emotional intelligence, boundary mastery, and unwavering self-investment, she doesn't just recover, she revolutionizes her entire existence. Her story becomes proof that sometimes the things meant to break us become the very things that make us unbreakable. Remember, it's not the betrayal that defines you, it's how you choose to rise above it. As you've seen through this exploration, the Sigma female's path isn't about revenge or bitter resignation, it's about strategic growth and purposeful evolution. The question isn't whether you'll face betrayal in life, it's whether you'll let it destroy you or transform you into something even more extraordinary than before. If this journey resonates with you, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences with betrayal. How have you turned your challenges into catalysts for growth? Share your story in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into powerful female psychology and personal development strategies. Together, we're not just surviving, we're thriving and inspiring others to do the same.